Well, here we are in June, a time of floral abundance, I would say. We've just had a refreshing drop of rain, which we've been lacking for some time. And I just want to show you this amazing eryngium, kind of a sea holly. This one is called blue steel, and my goodness, how appropriate it is as a name. Coming down, I wanted to look at this Diorama from South Africa with its wands of bell-like flowers. This is Diorama pulcherrima, very beautiful, means, but it's the white form, which it's normally purpley pink. What I'm amazed by every time I see it is that these extraordinary sort of straw-like buds open up into these lovely bells. Seems very incongruous somehow. Looking out over the orange alstroemeria, I've noticed that this Mathiasella, which we talked about last time, is now turning a sort of old rose colour as it gets older, and the pink and white alstroemerias have come out, and I think they make a wonderful combination. Now, coming along the upper path, we get the opportunity to have a look at it close up. It's rather a nice medley of colours. As I'm going to show you a rather strange hydrangea, I can't but stop to show you this wonderful young-ish plant of the Indian horse chestnut, Aesculus indica, and look at the flowers on it. This is a particular form called Sydney Pierce, found at Kew, and specially floriferous, but I think you'd agree it really is a splendid tree. Let's have a close-up look at the flowers a minute. Not as scented as the Californian horse chestnut, but my goodness, what a lovely sight. Anyway, let's go and find this hydrangea I want to show you. Oh dear, more distractions as we're coming along here. This small tree is really highly recommended, I would say, for the smaller garden, because it has three distinct seasons of interest. First of all, in the summer, June, July, we have these flowers that look a bit like a camellia. And then the trunk, smooth and a bit piebald, flaky. Lovely. And what I haven't shown you, of course, because I can't, until October, November, is the beautiful autumn colour. A little bit more of a close-up, and a few of the flowers here. This tree is Stewartias pseudocamellia. In other words, looks a bit like a camellia, and I think you'll agree it does. This is several years old and has not grown into an enormous tree. It's slightly spreading, but I would guess it's an excellent tree for a smaller space with those seasons of interest. Ah yes, I've got to try and remember where this hydrangea is. I think it's through here. Yep, here it is. So let's take a closer look. Rather delicate, the way these big white bracts they are around the outside, sort of almost as if they've been cut with scissors out of a sort of lace. And then in the middle are the true flowers, which are golden coloured, which has given this hydrangea the name Hydrangea golden crane. If I was to write this on the screen, what the botanists call it, I think we'd have to have extra wide cinema scope. It's got the most massively long name. But so let's just stick with golden crane, shall we? Now, apart from its interesting shape and flowers, one thing which separates it from other hydrangeas is the honey-scented flowers in the middle. And they really are very sweetly scented. It's extraordinary for a hydrangea. It's quite an early flowerer as well. So it's an extra bonus on a very, very attractive bush. Bertie's had his beauty treatment today, and so he's probably feeling a little cooler in this hot weather. He does look slightly different from usual just after he gets back from the groomers, but there we are, it's the same dog, and I think he'd be rather relieved to lose some of his coat. Coming back from the hydrangea golden crane, they're just passing by a fuchsia, which I love. This is a version of Fuchsia magellanica hybrid. Goes by two names, either University of Leicester or Lady Bacon. I think she's very elegant, and as a standard she can be seen from below dripping down from the branches. Behind the round temple we may be a little bit late because to catch this gorgeous magnolia. Still got some flowers. I think I can spy one which we could probably see a bit more close up. There's a bee busy inside it. This is Magnolia Calycanthus. I think this has a tremendous poise and elegance to it. And those very long stamens remind me of long eyelashes. The garden visitors are always taken by this little climber from Chile, and it really is sort of jewel-like, I would say. This is a nasturtium, and it's got wonderful blue seeds once it's finished flowering. Tropiolum speciosum, speciosum meaning very beautiful. which it is. It is traditionally grown in a yew hedge because I think naturally the yew, slightly dark green, sets off the red flowers beautifully. Now here's another Stewartia, and this really is one of my favourites. It's a very wide-spreading bush, very wide-spreading. This must be at least 3 meters across and tall. But the flowers, I think, are the most gorgeous thing. But look at some. This is Stewartia malacodendron. Gorgeous. And flowering like mad. Now, just a couple of southern hemisphere plants I'd like to show you. The first one from New Zealand is this small rounded bush which is called parahebe. Tiny flowers which do bear close inspection. As you see how they are patterned inside with purple. And some have got these little stripes on one petal inside. It's all rather sweet. Excellent for a rock garden and quite hardy. And then, gazing upwards, we come to this white-flowered shrub with very ferny leaves and rather crinkly flowers. This is from Australia and has the name crinkle bush. Crinkle bush. The foliage is really very, very ferny. This is a plant called Lomatia silifolia, member of the Protea family, an enormous family of southern hemisphere shrubs. Nice scent as well, for good measure. Now just look what we have here. A massive spreading shrub with these very peculiar looking flowers, almost artificial. This is a hybrid between a Chinese and American allspice, and this one is Calycanthus Aphrodite, and it's certainly stretching into the distance with absolutely masses of flowers. I'll leave you to admire the dainty bells of Dieramas igneum from South Africa.